Saturday, May 2nd, May-Pac, Mayweather-Pacquiao. We've been waiting 6 years for this fight. Of course, they had many problems during negotiation, emotional issues, network issues, drug testing issues, but now we finally get to see the fight that we've all been waiting to see. Saturday night, live from the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mayweather-Pacquiao. My thoughts on this fight are very complex. I look at it boxing, I look at it culturally, I look at it socially, I look at it historically. I'll start with the event itself. I'm really disappointed that the fight is at the MGM Grand and tickets are 7,000 and to over 100,000. They've priced out the working class blue collar boxing fan. A fight of this magnitude should be in a Cowboy Stadium in Austin, Texas, or at another stadium throughout the country where they could accommodate the high rollers and accommodate the working class fans. So I'm disappointed that this fight was not in a stadium of this historic magnitude. But we know it's going to be a big event out in Las Vegas. If I was a rich man, I'd be out there, and even the high rollers are going to be in the cheap seats. You know, my thoughts on Mayweather and Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather, obviously, I first saw him fight right here in St. Louis as an amateur. I saw him a couple times as an amateur. He lost here in St. Louis in 1994. Great fighter, one of the greatest, well, not the greatest of all time, as he says, but one of the greats, certainly one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. I respect what Floyd Mayweather does in the ring 100%. However, what he does outside the ring, you know, he has a lot of issues to work on. Domestic violence complaints against 5 different women, his lifestyle, conspicuous consumption, glorification of wealth. I'm not a fan of the person of Floyd Mayweather outside of the ring, but I definitely support what he does inside the ring. And Manny Pacquiao, I think it's a different story. He's not a saint. He's had his dirt in the past, but it's a beautiful story. It's a wonderful story of a kid who had to leave home because his father ate his dog and slept on the streets of Manila after leaving General Santos City and sold donuts in the street and went to bed hungry. And from that grinding third world poverty was able to rise to be the #1 star in the Philippines and to be one of the greatest boxers of all time, and to be a member of the Filipino Congress and to represent his nation this Saturday night in Vegas. And he of course has a very humble and likable personality. But the fight is not going to be about politics. It's not going to be about religion. It's not going to be about who you like. It's going to be about boxing. That's it. It's not a referendum on anything else. And when it comes to boxing, you got the defensive master, the counterpuncher, Floyd Mayweather, and you got the offensive fighter, the volume puncher, Manny Pacquiao. And I favor Floyd Mayweather to win this fight. I believe that Manny Pacquiao has the tools in his toolbox to win the fight, but what Floyd Mayweather has is right here, the brain, the ring IQ. His ring IQ is off the charts. He can make adjustments. He sets traps. Floyd literally does not make mistakes within that ring. The ring IQ. We saw a defensive-minded counterpuncher gave him problems in Juan Manuel Marquez. Well, Mayweather's a lot harder, a lot more accurate counterpuncher than Juan Manuel Marquez. I give Pacquiao only a puncher's chance in the first 2 or 3 rounds. And I'm reminded of Antonio Tarver stopping Roy Jones in the second round. Roy Jones, it seemed unbeatable. It shocked the world to see Roy Jones knocked out. So it could happen. This is boxing. You do see upsets. Pacquiao does have that power. His volume punching could give Floyd power. His problems. His speed could give him problems. His power could give him problems. But does Pacquiao have the ring intelligence to deliver the speed, to deliver the power, to give Mayweather problems? I don't know. I think he'll give him some problems. The speed will give him problems. The footwork will give Mayweather problems. The angles will give Mayweather problems. It's not an easy fight for Floyd. But at the end of the day, I think Floyd, with his ring IQ, will make the adjustments and will win this fight. So my prediction is Floyd Mayweather of Grand Rapids, Michigan, will defeat Manny Pacquiao. My brain says Mayweather. My heart says Pacquiao. And I got to go with my brain, vetoing my heart. Tune in this Saturday. Peace.